Yo guys, what's going on? It's Ben Gibbs with Gibbs Films, and today we're talking about a very affordable light you can buy that's going to save you a lot of bread if you like to save money, if you're a frugal spender, if you don't like shelling out a lot of cash for your filmmaking / lighting budget, then this, my friend, is a great video for you to watch. So everyone, of course, has heard of the Aputure 120D, and they recently made a upgraded version, the 120D2, and everyone knows this is a fantastic light. I mean, Aputure is known for making amazing lights, and this thing is incredible, right? It comes with a nice little carrying case and bag where you can pack everything down. Really sweet light. The not so sweet part about it is the price tag. Yeah, $745 is a bit of a sticker shock, at least for me. I don't know, maybe not for you, but for one light, that seems like a lot for me, at least right now. So if you're trying to save some money and you want a kind of more budget-friendly alternative, a really great alternative that I've come across recently is this Godox, I think it's pronounced. Yeah, the Godox SL-60W. And this, as you can see, is just a lot cheaper. You're saving a ton of money by going with this light, and you're pretty much getting the same result. Obviously, Aputure is kind of the top of the line when it comes to lighting equipment. So if you really want to get the best of the best, you probably want to go with Aputure. But if you're trying to really save a lot of money and you're okay with getting, I don't know, 90% of an Aputure light is what I would think this light would be, then definitely go with the Godox. So this is a $134 light compared to a $745 light, and basically the performance you're going to be getting out of both of these is going to be relatively similar. You can watch a whole bunch of different review videos comparing these two lights, and there's pros and cons to both of them, obviously. So if you're looking for specific features in one, you might not have them in the other. But in terms of just raw brightness and output and things like that, they're going to be pretty similar. And this is a 5600K white daylight balanced light, which is just awesome. And of course you can use gels or whatever to correct the light to make it warmer or more blue or whatever kind of color effect you're going for. If you want to correct that with just some gel sheets, it's really inexpensive. And yeah, you're just going to save a ton of money by going with this light. Now, I actually went a step further, and I actually kind of compiled a list of things you would need if you really want to get a professional studio light setup that you would kind of use in an interview, corporate video, that sort of thing, which is kind of what you usually do with your Aputure 120D. Obviously, you can use these lights for a number of different cases, but I'm just kind of thinking for basic professional grade interview studio lighting, what you would need to kind of kit out for your light. So with the Aputure 120D, it's pretty nice because it comes with a carrying case, and I think pretty much everything else you need is included except for the soft box, so you would have to buy that separately. And again, the Aputure light dome itself is pretty expensive as well, almost about another $200. So you're looking at about roughly under $1,000 for the complete kit if you go the Aputure route, as compared to the Godox, or the Godox, I can never pronounce that correctly. If you go the Godox route, you can save yourself a ton of bread, my friends. So obviously look at this. So we're saving a ton of money just by getting this light instead. So $134. You could buy, a couple of these for the price of one Aputure, which is absolutely crazy in my mind. Just the amount of value you're getting with this light. It's pretty wild. So yeah, saving a ton of money there. And then for the light dome itself, you're saving even more money. And I found a pretty good alternative here with the newer light dome here. And since the Godox is a whatever it's called, a Bellens mount, yeah, Bowens mount. Bellens. Since it's a Bowens mount, this will obviously fit on there perfectly. And actually, if you watch the two review videos comparing the Godox to the Aputure, one of the negatives for the Aputure actually is the dome attachment. It's pretty flimsy and you can kind of rattle it around and shake it. But on the Godox, it's really firm. Like once you snap that this little plate into place, it's stuck there and pretty firm. So really kind of interesting for a cheaper light. You would think it wouldn't be as well made, but it really is a really great value for the money. So there you go. You got your nice light dome set up for a little bit over $200, which is just incredible because you can easily spend over $200 alone on just a light itself. And then we just kitted it out here with some a couple extra things. So we got a nice reflector here with a couple of different options for translucent, silver, gold, white, and black. So that helps with lighting situations. Then we got a nice heavy duty metal clamp, again for about 14 bucks. So you can kind of rig this up on some sort of light stand, or using gaffing tape, you can probably figure out some way to just hang this anywhere you want to. You can get creative with it. And then for an extra 30 bucks, why not, right? Because if you're saving this much money in the beginning, you can kind of accessorize this thing to the max, which is really kind of cool. And you can really just customize your lighting kit and get it really looking pretty nice. So for an extra 30 bucks here, we can throw in this nice little honeycomb grid. And this is going to just give you, it's going to concentrate the light a lot more. So there's not going to be as much spillage of light, if that's a word. So the light isn't going to spill as much to the outer edge, and you're going to be able to really focus your lighting. And for nice soft interview lighting, this is really key. So this is nice to have and add on for an extra 30 bucks. And because you're saving so much money, you can definitely afford to do that. So all in all, for like all of this, you're looking at about, I don't know what, let's see. So a little bit more than 200 for these two. So maybe you're looking at about 240, 250 bucks for everything here. Or actually, no, more like under $300 with the honeycomb grid. So you're looking at about $300 for that complete lighting setup. Now, obviously, you see we don't have a stand. So we're going to head over to B&H, which is another great website to use for if you want to buy filmmaking equipment. And one of the big things that the Godox does not provide is an actual storage or portable light bag. So if you want to take your light on the go, obviously you're going to want to look at one of these bags and just pick one up. And since this light is so cheap, we can easily afford to just throw this in. So it's about 40 bucks. But as you can see in the pictures here, you can easily fit two of these Godoxes easily in this bag. So you got plenty of room here to throw one light in and possibly a couple cables and whatnot. You can throw that definitely all in your bag, make it nice and portable so you can pack it up, take it with you on the go. So that's included for another 40 bucks. And we're still well below that price point for just the straight up Aputure light. And then obviously we're just going to want to get a nice little light stand here. So we just got this one that's air cushioned, which is super nice. So this one is about 55 bucks on a B&H, and this is going to be a nice sturdy light. You want to make sure you have a nice sturdy light for your key light, because you definitely don't want that falling over and breaking. Because even though this is a really cheap light, that's one of the worst things to happen in the world, is having your light break on you because the light stand was too flimsy or cheap or light. So you want to make sure you get a nice heavy duty one, and that's what we did with this light stand. So yeah, so all in all, so then you're adding like another 100 bucks to that. So I'd say about like for under 400 bucks, you're getting a complete, key light setup that is going to be really, really similar performance-wise to the Aputure, and you're saving yourself about $350, which is just mind-blowing and crazy. Actually, even more than that, because if you actually were to get this and you wanted that nice light dome setup, which most people usually tend to do, that's another, $230. So you're saving yourself, like I said before, a ton of bread with going with this option with the Godox. So anyways, there you go, guys. Just wanted to quickly make this video just to kind of help everyone out who is in a similar situation like me, and you're looking to kind of upgrade your lighting, but you don't want to spend a lot of money. And there are affordable options out there. You don't just have to go with the Aputure route. Which is kind of easy to do because they make such great lights. So usually it's kind of like a no-brainer to go with Aputure. But in this case, I would strongly recommend, especially if you're just getting into lighting, start out and practice with these cheaper lights, and then you can kind of upgrade as you get more experienced and knowledgeable, and you can kind of know what you want to get Now, another thing I want to mention quickly is a couple of big complaints with this light. I've been doing a lot of research on it, so I know a little bit of the drawbacks or negatives with this light, just like there's drawbacks with the Aputure, even though it's insanely expensive. One of the drawbacks with the Godox is that the fan is loud and that there's a flickering / banding issue if you go past a certain frame rate. But I've heard comments from people who have left reviews on this light that there is no flickering / banding issues with them, and they are pushing like 120 frames per second, which is the most I would ever use. Like I can't see myself going past shooting at 120 FPS, so I don't see that as a non-issue. I guess if you're doing really slow motion stuff, that might be an issue for you, so you might want to check into that. Is flickering issues, but I mean, for $134 light, like, what do you expect? Like, this is amazing. So I'd say the flickering really is a non-issue unless you're shooting for super high frame rates. You might have a possible banding issue, so that's one complaint. And then another complaint is the fact that the fan itself is loud, because unlike the Aputure, everything is connected by just one cable here. So that has some benefits and some drawbacks. So the benefit is it's just one cable, so it's just one big long cable that you can plug into an outlet and it powers your light. The Aputure, on the other hand, has, I don't even think it's pictured here. It has a mini, you can kind of see it in the bag there. It has a mini like power bank thing that you have to plug into, and that end plugs into the light, and the other end of the power bank plugs into the wall. So you got a lot more cables to connect, which means a lot more cables can break and things like that. So there's pros and cons to both options. But the one kind of con with just having the one single cable is there's a lot more heat dispensed around the light, so that's why the fan is louder usually than the Aputure. But then I was looking at another review, and it seems like the fan noise is actually kind of level out once you get to a certain brightness, and you've been running them for about 9 or 10 minutes. If I can remember to, I'll try to link that video down below. I highly suggest you guys checking those videos out. So I guess the fan noise is kind of really not a huge problem too. And I've actually seen a couple of videos. I haven't done any research on that yet, but you can actually, there's a simple modification or mod you can do with this light, and you can kind of replace the fan with a better fan and just make it really super quiet. And I think it's a pretty inexpensive option. So if you kind of want to go more the DIY route and save yourself some money, you can definitely hit up that option as well. The last thing I wanted to say about this light is that it is not battery powered, so it is directly powered. So you have to find an outlet and plug it into the wall to get power for this light. Now there are a couple options. It does run off of USB, I believe, somehow. So you can definitely look into that. Look into buying some sort of portable battery generator or something like that that you can take along with you and plug in. And I think you can make this light portable if you have to. But if you don't have to, even better yet, because you don't even have to worry about that. If you're just going to be using it in your studio, you can just plug into the wall. And if you're not going to move it at all, you can just set it up once and forget about it. But if you want the portability too, you have to do more research on that and figure out good options for that. And with all that being said, I think that does it for my thoughts on this light here. Again, a great value, great bang for your buck if you are trying to work on a budget and you want to save some cash up front. Definitely go with this Godox. So yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching. Stay tuned. I'll be trying to upload more videos in the future. If you guys want to check out my website, gibbsfilms.com, you can see what I do. And follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. I'll leave my various social links down below. And yeah, have a great day, guys. See ya in the next video. Peace.